Could you imagine looking for a car for 30 years? I can. Because in this episode of Pugliese Speed Shop, we're going to talk about the car I've been looking for since I was 13. It's a long time. All right, guys, here she is. My 1977 Pontiac LeMans. This is actually a Grand LeMans, which is not exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for a very specific car. I don't know what that rooster's looking for, but it's like 5 o'clock. He's all messed up. Anyways, so ignore him. So I was actually looking for a 1977 Pontiac LeMans Sport Coupe, which I'll explain to you. But it was a weird option car, and I'll tell you why I was looking for that one. I'll tell you a little story, so you know, stand by. But this is it. 77 LeMans, Grand LeMans. It's got a 301 with a 2-barrel. Oh yeah, you better stand by for that too. 350 turbo. Motor and trans were rebuilt about 10,000 miles ago by the guy I bought it from, and his father and uncle. I believe his uncle owned a shop. This guy named Barry I met. Real nice guy. It was his first car. I don't know how old he was. 30s, maybe. If you're younger than that, Barry, and you're watching this, I apologize. But it was originally red, as you can see right there, which is the color I'm looking for, specifically with a white interior. Now this interior is a little bit different than what I wanted. First off, it's covered in mold right now. Not Barry's fault. That's on me, because it was pretty clean when I got it. But the issue we got here is, yeah, it's not factory there, you know. So it's letting a lot of moisture in, and the windows actually seal up pretty good, and I guess it was holding it in there. So we're going to start out with a wipe down, because yeah, but a little different white than I wanted, not because of the mold, but again, we'll talk about that here in a minute. But so it needs quarters, or at least around the wheel wells on both sides. Right, see that there. The rest of the car ain't bad. A couple little dings here and there, and of course the paint is trash. He put a, I don't know who painted it. But it wasn't prepped right, something. He said he wanted it black and couldn't say it. We couldn't wait to have it black, so he painted it black, and he freaking hated it and wished he never did it. But he liked it better than red. He had a picture of it red. Put that up. I could put it up right here, maybe. Right there. Oh, look at that truck, huh? Yeah, put it up right there. And that's what it looked like when he got it. And it's going to go back to that same color. And as much as I said I hated these rims when I got the car, I don't hate them. I don't know, maybe they'll polish up. I don't know my style. You guys know that. But there's a few things we need to do to this thing. Right now I just want to drive it. I love it. I want to drive it. There's the other wheel well. It's a little worse than the other side. So as much as I love the vinyl top, it's in sad shape. So then I'm going to pull it off eventually, and just prime the whole car. Knock everything down on it, prime it, preserve what we have, do some basic maintenance on it, and drive it. Because I have big plans for what I want to do to this car, and but I want to enjoy it for a while first. So that's just the thing I think I should do. So give you guys the rest of the walk around. as a 70s land yacht, as they say. We got here's the trunk. As you can tell, like I said, when I painted it, the red's peeking through everywhere. So they didn't do a great job on prep or anything. But look at the size of that thing, huh? Forget about it, right? So and it's actually pretty solid. The only problem is that floor and the quarters, which is lucky because those seem to be the only parts you can get for this thing. So it's a little too new, which, being born in '77, I like hearing that. But a little too new for OPG or anybody like that to have all these things. You can actually get carpet for it, which is good because this is atrocious. But like replacement door panels, I haven't found them. Big problem I'm going to have here, these things are cracked, and look at that, huh? Just brittle. I don't know where I'm going to find those. So if you guys are part of the, if you guys are into these, they're A-bodies? That sounds right. And you know where I can find stuff, and you kind of repop stuff or whatever, let me know. Because very, very limited as to what I'm finding. So, show you guys what this beast of a V8 looks like. So the 301, not the motor of choice in your 70s Pontiac. It can be reliable. But you try and put any power to it, you're gonna probably snap the crank in half. It's a gas crisis car, gas crisis motor. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. It's a smog motor, it leaks oil, and yeah, it's got 2-barrel. Who knows for how long, right? But I think I know. But so that's it. That's the quick walk around. And I mean, come on, look at her. She's just beautiful, isn't she? But let me get it fired up for you guys because it doesn't sound half bad for a 301. Might have something to do with the hole in the exhaust, but I don't know. So I'm gonna put you on the tripod here, fire this thing up, and you can see what's going down. So there she is, belt squeak and all. The mighty Fear 301 2-barrel carburetor. We did put some dual pipes on it, so it sounds decent. I don't know what kind of exhaust is on it. I'm pretty sure there's a hole on the left side. Like I said, it fires up good, runs good, drives good. Just needs a good once over. You heard the carburetor pop a little bit there, so probably a rebuild or cleaning or whatever, tuning, tune up, oil change, go through the brakes, make sure I don't drive into nobody, that kind of thing. But and I'm going to run it just like you see it right now, minus the mold in there. By the way, I held my breath the whole time I was in there starting this thing up. So I'm going to clean it up and then all that, but I'm going to drive it with all the red sticking out. I don't give a crap because I love the thing. And well, I find all this stuff to redo all it is what I'm going to do. And then yeah, we'll talk about what I'm going to do the rest of it here in a minute. But see if we get her off this high idle because it's annoying. guess not. So we're going to listen to her sing for a little while. But, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. First older thing we've had on this channel here. So, hope you like it, because I know I do. Alright, so you guys saw that whole walk around on the 77 Le Mans, and I don't know, what do you think? So the reason I looked for this car, this specific car, for 30 years. So, take you back to 1983-ish, I think it was. I was about 5, and my grandfather bought this car. He bought a 1977 Pontiac LeMans Sport Coupe. Red, with a white vinyl top, the half top, white interior. Well, only the seats were white. The dash, carpet, headliner, door panels, everything else was red. So you can see that's a little different than how mine was. I love the car. Put a picture up right here of my grandfather and me, me and my brother Anthony in front of the car. I'm the better looking one of the kids. At least I think so. But yeah, either way, I digress. My grandfather's there in the front, and you see my dad. You only see his feet because he's putting a stereo in it for my grandfather. My grandfather was not a car guy. He worked at Garment District in New York his whole life, and that's what he did. But he liked having a nice car. He took care of it, and my dad was a car guy, so there he is putting a stereo in. That was 82 or 83, right around there. We moved out of that apartment there in Limbrook, New York, in 83, April of 83. So 82, 83 is when he was doing that. He had that car for, he passed away in 85. So September 5th, 1985, he passed away. And I was really close with him. He came and lived with us for about a year or so before he passed away. And he taped me all over in the car and all that, and I always loved it. And he kept telling me, you're going to get this car when I pass away. So, at 85, he passed away, and we had the car, and my mom drove it. It was her kind of daily driver for a while. We were always, my dad was kind of like me, always with cars all over the place. But she drove that. She loved it. She drove that thing around, and I remember going to baseball games and football games and basketball and all that kind of stuff. Everywhere we went, that was our car. My dad was doing a little, fixing it up a little bit. He had the wire wheels on it, my grandfather did, and my dad was putting some Kragers on it. We couldn't get the lug nuts off. So, the guy was doing some work, and, hey man, we throw these wheels on it while you're at it. So apparently, even with I don't know what was up with these wheels, like I said, I was a kid. But even with the impact, whatever, wouldn't come off. So apparently he heated them up. Now, you guys know you don't heat up tempered metal, any kind of tempered bolts, anything like that. Well, he did. I don't know why, but he put some heat on to loosen them up. Put the Kragers on it. Car looked good. And we were, my mom drove it to work, not knowing how this guy did got the wheels off. Took it to work, took it home, and then she was driving me to, I don't know, Boy Scouts or basketball practice or something that night. And she's like, man, your father's got to take these locks off of these wheels. They make too much noise. She didn't understand. She thought there was like little master locks on there, like click, 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 click. She didn't understand it was locking lug nuts. So I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, all these noise. And I was like, something's wrong. So she's like, yeah. And she started to feel something in the wheel, I believe. I don't know for sure, but she turned the wheel onto 14th Street. We lived on 16th. And as she turned the corner, I'll never forget my whole life, that car went all over the place, and the front left wheel went shooting at it. My mother had no idea what to say. She looks at me, she's like, go get the wheel. So I jump out the door, and I go running down the street. I roll the wheel back, and she's like, go get your father. So I run back, 2 blocks to our house, and my dad was on the phone. He said, there's a recliner on the phone. And I don't know why, but I thought it was funny. You're a kid, you see this happen, it's funny. So I'm just laughing. And I'm trying to tell him that the wheel fell off the car. Mom's stuck on 14th Street. And he was like, what are you doing? I'm on the phone. And I'm like, I'm telling you, there's something, you gotta come. And he's like, why are you laughing? What's funny? I'm like, it's not really funny, but you're gonna be pissed. But So he hangs up, gets we get up, we get in his truck, and we shoot over there. And he doesn't know. He looks like, oh my God, here's this car. He's been dumping money in it. The car means a lot to us as a family, not just to my dad, but yeah, it was like, man, what are we gonna do? So he got, I don't know actually what he did that night because I think my mom ended up taking me to wherever I was going in his truck, but we got it fixed. We got it back together. I think he actually had it towed to this place, and the guy that did the work bought it off him for I don't know how much. Nowhere near what it's worth, especially to us, And we got a new car. I think we got like a 70-something Cougar, which was a pretty cool car too. It had 351 in it. Remember that? So my mom had this other car, and then we were just all heartbroken, right? So we ended up seeing the car. So my dad was redoing, like I said, the white top, same like this, like mine. It was rusted, so he scraped that off. He painted that was prime black, and he put the wheels on it. He was gonna put a 350 in it, and because it had the 301 also, and he was gonna get it painted, put a new top on it and stuff. The interior was perfect. I mean, the car, they all took really good care of it. It's just it was old at this point. So this was 1989, I think. So it was 12 years old. Could use a little freshen up, especially a 70s car, because they weren't made with the best quality, as we all know. So I remember the guy that worked at the laundromat, like 2 blocks the other way. He bought it. We saw the car there every day, and I swear, man, that would make it even worse, right? So who knows what happened to that car? I don't know. That guy had it for a while. He probably junked it. I don't know, whatever. But man, I wanted that car. First off, the lines were just beautiful, and it was comfortable. It was just, I have all the memories, of course. So I looked for a 77 Le Mans forever. 78s I'd find, which is a totally different body style. 75, 73, 74, all around there. Never found a 77. And if I ever did, it was a 4-door. It was a Grand Le Mans that was a totally different body. It had the bigger back window. I wanted the little opera window. That had to happen. So that's what's weird about the Sport Coupe, because my grandfather's had the opera window, just like mine does. Where the Sports Coupe's supposed to have the longer window with the louvers. So I don't know. It must have been a special order like that. He bought it a couple years old. So, and then like everyone I find is if it has the red interior, red seats. Everyone I've seen. If it has a white interior, white seats. And mine has a black dash, which wasn't painted when the car was painted, by the way. That was like that when it was red. So that was, I guess, factory. That's back when you could order exactly what you wanted. And you'd end up with these weird things, and sometimes some terrible things, but usually just weird. But man, I love the way that car looked. So this one's going to get built the exact same way. Granted, this is a Grand Le Mans, so I'm going to take the hood ornament off. The molding down the bottom, that's going to come off. The chrome, you see the tail lights, there's 4 lights, and then there's that chrome, that's coming off. And I want to find the Sport Coupe door panels, rather, because they're just different, Granted, the dash was different too. He didn't have the grab bar on there. It was a little piece of wood trim. I remember everything about the car like it was yesterday, because I've been thinking about it for 30 years, man. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it exactly like that. I'm not going to put a 301 in it, though. What I want to do to the car, I want to make it handle better. I want to make it ride better. I want to make it faster, right? Speed shop, like we talked about. So I want to get it running, driving, cruising, just so I can drive it right now. And then when I got other projects caught up, whatever, I want to LS it. I know, LS swapped the world, right? Well, I don't have anything with an LS in it, so whatever, I'm going to do it. Cold AC, because I want to drive in the summer and it gets hot. It's got, I think, 17s or 18s on it now, and I like that way that fits. I think they're 18s. I'm not a fan of that wheel. It's, not my style. I'm thinking probably chrome torque thrust. I think it's got to have chrome wheels on it just because, well, my grandfather would have had chrome wheels on it. He had them wire wheels. He loved them with a little white wall. I don't think I'm gonna go wire wheels. I think I gotta. Sorry, Grandpa, but I gotta hype it up a little bit. So I think I'm gonna go with some torque thrusts, 18s all the way around. and just disc brakes all the way around it, a little bit better suspension, and make a good handling car because it's a big car, so you want to you want to be able to handle around. So that's what I'm looking at, and now you know why that car means as much to me as it does. Because I'll tell you, the second I sat in that car, well, this one when I picked it up, I sat in it and I was like, "This is it, man." All the memories come. I took a ride around the block, man. I was like, all the memories came back. I remember it. Remember sitting in the back seat, kicking my brother, and all that kind of stuff, So, yeah, it just, and especially a car guy, but just those little things, So, and it was kind of cool. The guy I bought it from, it was his first car. He had a lot of good memories. That guy Barry, and we talked a lot about it. He's hit me up a couple times. Hey, what are you doing with the car and stuff? So, I'm gonna shoot him a link to this. So if he's not watching, he can. And it was cool. He had some, and when I told him my story, he was like, "Dude, the car's yours." You know what I mean? You need the car. So tune in next episode. We're gonna do a little bit of work on it. I said, tune up, oil change, clean it up because I'm not on, right? Probably that tint on the window's got to come off. It's terrible. It's just bad. It's like purple. And get it going to where I can drive it every day. And then you'll see along the way as we go. I got a good friend of mine over there in Virginia that I'm probably the only guy I trust to do the paint on it. John Boy, you know who I'm talking about. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, ring the bell, share the videos, share whatever. Get the word out, man. I'm trying to grow this up, man. The more it grows, the more stuff I can do. The more stuff you guys get to watch. So, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.